Having some stress can be one of the best things that ever happened to you, even help you be happier. Yes, if you have stress, it can help you achieve your goals. It could help you appreciate whatever it is that you worked hard on getting. With that said, if you have too much stress, not only that it won't help you be happier and feel better, man, it might destroy you and take you down. Having too much stress can be one of the worst things ever. Not only that it could be one of the worst things ever, it could also affect the people around you and also make their life much miserable. Now, you might ask yourself, wait, a second ago you just said that stress can be one of the best things and make me happier, and now you're saying it might also ruin my life. So, many things in life have two sides to the coin, okay? And the coin could be good if you use it well. Same thing with stress. If you have stress, some stress, it's good. Why is it good? Because it helps you achieve your goals. It helps you move forward in life, by the way. And it also helps you get ready to all your big tasks. Okay, think right now, let's say you have a test to take, or you have some big assignment. If you have no stress, you won't do the work, okay? And you'll just stay where you are. Or more than that, let's say you just had a big task, or you had a big, in your relationship, you had a serious conversation that you're debating what to do in your life. And without that stress, you might have not taken that serious. More than that, I'll say, when you have stress and you work through that challenge, you'll also appreciate more what you have achieved, and you'll also be happier. So having some stress is good. You know, it helps us. We need it. Our brain needs it in some way. It can help us achieve many things in life. And of course, I'll just open this for a second. Achieving things is amazing. But remember, if you always only want to achieve and you're not satisfied with what you have right now, you'll feel terrible, because it doesn't matter what you achieve, you'll never be happy with it, because you always want the next thing. So it's kind of playing this game in two ways. One role is basically being happy with what you have. The other one is using that stress to achieve also the next thing, and always in a greater service than yourself. But that's a different conversation. So stress, there is a way to reduce stress, because when you have, and also you want to reduce it, because when you have too much stress, that can really damage you. You know, many times in life, people get, they get sickness in their body, and they think it's because something is wrong with their body. No, many times it's because stress, and the body's going through certain emotions, and it's telling, the mind's saying, wow, you probably can't deal with this, it's too much for you. Okay, so instead of bringing up this emotion, so we kind of detour and we bring up some type of sickness in our body. It could be pain in our hands, in our back. We'll talk about that in a different video. It could be something in our skin. Something comes up in our body instead of us dealing emotionally with whatever it is that comes. So we do want to reduce that stress, because having too much of it and living with it all day, all night will damage our life. Okay, you might not sleep well, you might not eat well, you might gain a lot of weight. Yes, when you have a lot of stress, you could gain a lot of weight, even if you eat less and you exercise, but you probably won't sleep well, even though you think you're sleeping, but you're not. At least you're not sleeping well. So yes, we do want to reduce the stress, and we'll talk now about a few simple ways to do it. But remember, it's a practice, and as a practice, you need to practice again and again. When you started walking, you didn't just, as a baby said, okay, I want to walk, let's walk. Maybe you said that, but you started walking, and then you fell, and then you got up, and then you fell, and then you got up. Same thing over here, okay? We're going to talk about a few tools that can help you reduce that stress. I'll provide you with the tools. You need to do the practice. Well, you don't need to if you want to be stressed, all good, but if you want to reduce your stress and have a better life, you'll need to do the practice. So, number one, when you wake up in the morning, drink some water. You might say, well, water and stress, what? So yes, when you drink some water in the morning, you kind of feel your body, but we won't talk about that now too much. Whenever it is you're stressed, I want you to think, what is the message that the stress is coming to give me, okay? So think about it, and think what it is that you're stressing about, because many times we stress about something that we make, we blow up the picture much bigger than what it actually is, okay? And you might have something coming up at work, or something that you're supposed to help with your kids with, or something that has to do with your diet or with your, investments, whatever it is. I want you to think, from where is the stress really coming? Is it coming for that or from something else? Maybe now you're on the way to work, you're all stressed about the meeting that is coming up, but you're not really stressed about that. You're stressed about the difficult conversation you have with your partner in the morning. So number one, think, what is the stress from what's the actual source of that stress? You hear now, or you see that I'm breathing. So why am I doing that? After you realize what's the stress from, next thing, accept. Because accepting and surrendering doesn't mean that you're not going to do anything. Don't worry, we'll talk about what you can do, but first you want to be in life and you want to do things in life out of a place of acceptance and surrender. So yes, you are going to take the next step, but you're going to work out of a place of acceptance and surrendering to what you realize that the stress is from. Because if you work out of a place of resistance, things will explode. So after you understood the source, at least what you think the source of the stress, by the way, it might change later on and you realize it's from something else. But for now, that's whatever it is you think the stress is from. Number two, first accept the situation and surrender to whatever is. And now we're also going to act. So now I want you to take some deep breaths, okay? If you need, and it's painful, also feel that pain. It doesn't mean you need to attach to that pain. The pain is something that is coming through you right now. You are not the pain. The pain is something that is coming through you. So yes, feel it. And as Brené Brown says, in order to heal, you need to feel and let it come through you. And now do some breathing practices. Now, breathing practices, we could also leave a video below, but there are many different types. I want you now to do a simple one, okay? Put your hands on your heart. Breathe in for, let's say, 3, and breathe out for 6. So the idea is basically whatever you breathe in through your nose, breathe out double through your mouth. So if you breathe in for, let's say, 4, when your hands are here, breathe out for 8. Okay, you understand. If it's too much for you, do 3 and 6. You could also do 2 and 4, but double your out breath than your in breath. Now, why hands on your heart? After you do this, I'm not talking now 20 minutes, just for even 1 minute. I prefer a few more. If you could do also 5 minutes, amazing. But if not, only 1 or 2 minutes, hands on your heart, do that. After you do that, think about something that you're grateful for, okay? Something you appreciate. Better to start with things within you. I don't want you to tie yourself to someone or something outside. Now you might say, yeah, but I don't really appreciate myself and I always think that I'm not enough. Maybe, all good, but I promise you that there is beauty in you. So after you finish putting your hands on your heart and breathing for a minute or two, as we spoke before, start focusing in your mind on all the beauty that you have in life. Like I said, better to focus on what you have, characters that are in you. Afterwards, you could also think about your eyes, about the fact you can hear, you can eat, you could taste, you can walk. Now, if you can't do one of those, so think about something else. But always remember that the most amazing things in life are the ones we take for granted. Yes. Okay, maybe you were just with a friend and you just took that for granted. Okay, the fact you were able to see the sun, you were able to go out. Okay, you have trillions of cells in your body that are working together. We could go over this for hours, and we're not going to do that. But I want you to think of things that you take for granted. Now, gratitude is not a play, it's not a run out. Okay, we spoke about feeling the pain, understanding what it is you're stressed about. But now after you understood what it is you're stressed about, you did some breathing and you did some gratitude meditation, you could call it, gratitude practice, whatever is good for you. Now you have more strength and better tools to deal with whatever it is we're going to say now. Okay? Now you realize what it is in front of you. So usually that would reduce to a smaller situation and not this huge thing that you had at the beginning in your mind. And ask yourself, what is in my control? What can I do? Okay? I spoke lately to someone that I met and she was all stressed out like crazy, and she said, I just want to shout and scream. I said, like, I totally understand you and I'm totally with you. So what we really went through this. So first, what was really the situation that was stressing her out that she wanted to scream about? That was answer number one. Answer number two, we did some breathing, and I asked her, first let's also accept and surrender to reality, because this is right now the reality. At least this is your interpretation of the reality. And after we did that breathing and the gratitude meditation, I told her, okay, now first I asked her, can you change your interpretation to your event into something that is positive? Like, is there something you could learn from here? And again, it might be painful. We said go into the pain, not because it's you, but in order to heal, you need to feel. So I asked her, is there anything you can learn from this pain? Is there a different way you could look at this? Okay, also I went through something pretty challenging lately, and I told myself, okay, I'll change this to look at it as opportunity, because the most challenging times could be the ones with the most beauty behind them in the time for growth, if we actually see the opportunity there. If not, it could just take us down into destruction. After that, I told her, okay, now that you changed your interpretation, you did that breathing, you did all that, what's in your control? What can you do? Let's forget about blaming other people. I told her, what can you do? What can you take responsibility of to change now in order to change that this situation? If you can't, by the way, in her case, she was able to do that, but if you can't, accept what is right now. And the second you could do something to get out of the situation, do it. But right now, be in a state of being, of acceptance and surrendering, and focusing on the beauty that you do have. Okay, maybe also bring someone that is close to you to be with you. Let's go back to her case. So she thought about what she can do right now, and but then like all these thoughts came up, but that's only this. There are so many other things that come up now in my mind. And I said, okay, well, don't worry, we'll get to them soon. But right now, think about the next step or two that is in your control that you can do to make this situation better. And the same thing with you, okay? Think about the next step or two that you can take that will make your situation, the situation that you're stressing about, better. Now, don't tell me you can't. It has to do with other people. There are always things that you can do, because if you always point your fingers out, you're basically tying yourself in jail. Why are you tying yourself in jail? Because there's nothing you can do. You gave the keys to another person. So think what it is you can do to get out of this stressful situation. Now, when you realize that you go through these steps every time something like that comes up, slowly you'll start to reducing stress in life. Now, there'll be things that will be really stressful and it will take a long time to do it. Okay, but you'll see that if you go through these steps, you go through that breathing, through the acceptance, through going into the pain, changing the interpretation, understanding that also stress is good for you in some way, it would help you move forward and actually even appreciate more things in life. But being in that state all the time will just damage you and ruin your life. So the more you practice these steps, you'll see that you give the stress the place that is there for, okay, but it's only for certain times. The rest of the time, you move your mind to things that you appreciate more, you're grateful more, and not only other people, mainly things that you appreciate in you. That way you see the beauty in you, so you can serve other people. Don't forget, we're all here to serve a purpose that is greater than ourselves. Sometimes, by the way, one of the best ways to get out of stress is serving someone else with the qualities and beauty that you have. And you'll see that when you let yourself in, you basically tap into your inner beauty, and each person has it in different ways, okay? Each person is different, but when you tap into your light, into your inner beauty, you could serve a purpose that is greater than yourself. You feel better. You put the stress in the right places whenever you need it to move forward, but the rest of the time, you take that challenge and you look at it as opportunity for growth, and you also see in the other days, in the other hours, all of the beauty that is around you, and you use that energy and that power to serve a purpose that is greater than yourself. And with time, you realize that when you feel better like that, also all the people around you feel better, and you can serve a purpose that is greater than yourself. And I say that 10 times, and I'll say that more. And also see all of the things that you take for granted and be much more appreciative of all the beauty that is here in the world. I hope you enjoyed the video and you got some tools to overcome your challenges and light your path. For us to help other people, please press that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget that the most amazing things in life are the one you take for granted.